We are here for the Tennessee Code Commission annual meeting on November 18th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. This is our annual meeting for approval of the items on the agenda. We welcome those of any of you that are on YouTube that are joining us for the live stream. We are ready to proceed. I think we have all members present as of now. So we'll move forward with that. The first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the November 14, 2024 meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. I believe it was Ms. Short Jones. Is that right? That was the motion?
Yes.
Thank you. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. All right. So the second item on the agenda is discussion of the proposals on the 2026 volume replacements. Do we want to go directly to our Lexus representative?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy, you want to?
Yes. Thank you, Chief Justice. My name is Brian Kennedy, and you may be used to seeing Leslie.
Oops. He's frozen for me. Is he frozen for?
Yeah, he froze.
Me
Okay.
too.
If you want to, in the meantime, I can talk about volume replacements that we've
Yeah,
chosen here.
if you would, please.
Yeah, no
That'd be
problem.
great.
So we chose 5 volumes to replace for the coming year. It's 6B, which is domestic relations, 10, which is insurance, 10A continues insurance, 10C professions, businesses, and trade, and 12B, which is waters, waterways, drains, levees, wildlife resources, and welfare. And the reason why we picked these particular ones is we look at various factors every year when we're trying to pick which ones we're going to do as replacement volumes. 6B was chosen because there's a very large standalone supplement. It's also very active with legislation, so it's just going to continue to grow. So we thought this would be a good time to go ahead and replace it. It was last replaced in 2021. The insurance volumes hadn't been replaced since 2016, and we thought it would be good to do them together so that we could take care of any cross-reference issues between the two, and it had been a while since we'd done that. 10C hadn't been replaced since 2019, so again, it had been a minute since we had done that, and it continues to get a lot of legislative action as well. And then 12B also has not been replaced since 2019, and it has a rather large standalone supplement. So we thought it would be a good candidate for this year as well. So that was kind of the considerations taken into account for these particular volumes. There were others that were considered, but like we did last year with those replacement volumes, we're looking at not just one volume at a time, but the grouping. And last year we did all the criminal ones together. And so some others this year were being considered, but again, we thought it might be good to postpone and do them as a grouping that also made similar sense. So that's why this year when we picked insurance, we picked both insurance volumes to do together.
All right. Thank you very much, Jake. Mr. Kennedy, I know you froze there for a moment. Are you back with us now?
I hope so. And I think Jamie went through the recommended RVs, and thank you, Jamie. One thing I want to state as well, I believe we do the pricing as well during this time, proposed pricing. For 2026, we propose that the pricing stay flat from the remain the same as it was in 2025, partly as a concession of some of the issues that in the strain that we put on Jamie's office this year in our supplement production. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I just wanted to let you know that the replacement volumes for 2026 pricing proposal is $39. And so the 5 volumes altogether will be, well, the 6 volumes altogether will cost $195.
Okay, Jamie, did you need to add anything with regard to the pricing?
No, that's all within Lexus.
All right. So we have a proposal to replace 6 of the volumes for this year, as well as we will go ahead and try to put that together as the price staying flat.
Oh, and Chief Justice, sorry to interrupt. It was 5 volumes. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was
yeah.
5. Yes,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. It was 5. I misspoke. Thank you. 5 volumes in with the pricing staying flat. So that's the proposal I hear in front of us. Is there a motion by a commission member for approval of that recommendation?
I'll move it.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Is there a second?
Second.
Properly seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We have approved the 5 replacement volumes and the flat pricing that would be proposed there. All right, item number 3 on the agenda is the codification process issues. And Jamie, do you want to lead that discussion?
I can start it out and then I guess Brian will talk about it as well. So this codification season was a little bit difficult. We were having a number of errors being sent to us. Every year, obviously, when you're doing codification, there's going to be some errors in the formatting and things that are coming through for us to look at, obviously, and we're checking for these things. But this year we noticed a dramatic increase, which made it to where me and the other staff here had to spend more hours parsing through that. Additionally, a major problem was in the timing of when we were receiving things to look at. Every year there's a tentative calendar that's sent out, and we try to stay kind of on schedule, but obviously things come up and it gets delayed. I had brought up that issue in a year prior because we'd gotten off the schedule, and we were trying to make that be better. But then this year it was again substantially increased and was not as good. So those are the 2 big issues we were running into. And again, the problem ended up causing additional hours to our staff that is not the usual amount of hours that we spend in codification.
Okay. Brian, do you want to address that?
Certainly. I agree with Jamie. We had some problems this year that we weren't expecting. Jamie and her team did an excellent job outlining the issues that came up, and we tried to adjust during the process. But we know that the major adjustments that we're going to have to do is after the process, and we already started doing that. We've gone line by line, all of the feedback that we received from Jamie and her staff, and we meticulously combed through that feedback, and we are addressing each and every one with not only understanding what happened, but implementing process changes in order to address those. To address the errors, we are adding in an additional step of review prior to sending back proof. We are doing a better job at documenting our instructions, and we're also working with Jamie's team to align our publication guide with their publication document as well, because there was some misalignment there. We believe that these steps, and also making sure that our team is the team that's working on Tennessee is Tennessee trained exclusively, and to keep a dedicated staff on board as we possibly can. Some of the issues that we ran into was when we brought in additional outside staff. I mean, that's his employees, but those that weren't quite familiar with the Tennessee style. And we didn't do proper review. So those steps are being addressed during the off season and implemented for the 2026 session.
Okay, so in the past, you folks have had dedicated individuals to the Tennessee code. Is that what you're saying? And
Yeah,
that
and
changed this year?
we still had a core group, but we brought in when we started to fall behind, we brought in people that weren't as familiar, and that review wasn't properly done of those folks, or the training wasn't properly done. We had some deep internal discussions on what happened, and I think in the past we've always had a core group, but then when things heat up, we had to bring extra editors in and analysts in, and we did that admittedly without proper training or review. And while we'll continue to have a core team, and we may continue to have the people come in, we will, prior to them coming in, we have developed a training checklist for them, and we've also implemented a final review step of those core members before we send proof back to Jamie.
Okay,
And
so
Chief Justice, if I may interject for just a moment.
please do.
As
Yeah.
a part of this, I've been in constant discussions with Lexus since all this happened, and trying to brainstorm ideas and figure out what could be done to improve. And when Brian was talking about aligning their instructions with how we draft, over time, we've modernized the way that we draft, and we noticed that their instructions were not exactly aligned with ours. So a part of their core team and I took, I can't remember now, 4 days pretty much, and we went line by line and checked to make sure everything was in line with what we do and what they were saying to do, and we found a number of things. So I just know with that alone, I'm sure that's going to probably help with the number of changes I would have had to make, because now at least we're all on the same page there, and going forward, they're going to be training off of a document that's consistent with our internal documents.
Okay, so Brian, have those changes already been implemented, or what is the time frame for that?
Well, the changes have been documented and implemented, and then the training will occur prior to the codification season next year.
And I'm sorry, when does that season start?
Whenever we start beginning receiving acts for update, so it'll be
So after the session, essentially, is that what we're talking about?
Well, they
Prior-
start receiving their first acts around in March, excuse me.
yeah,
Okay.
it'll be early spring.
And you're confident that these folks will have that additional training before that spring?
Absolutely.
All right. Anyone else have questions for either Brian or Jamie on this issue?
Mr. Chief Justice, it appears that there have been some corrective actions put in place here. Is there a timeline? Are there monitoring mechanisms in place where there will be constant feedback during the process to ensure that we don't get to a point where we're experiencing the same problem much too late in the process?
I'll defer to Jamie and Brian on that one.
Well, we will be in constant communication with Jamie, as we always are, and the minute if any issues or errors come up that are persistent, I'm sure Jamie and her team will let us know, and we will address those as they come up. It's hard to anticipate because of course you always think everything's going to work out well, but if things don't work out well, one thing that we did say that we would do is be responsive quicker to issues that come up, particularly with the timing, and so not to burden Jamie and her team. If there's any timing issues up front, we want to be able to communicate with Jamie to restructure the schedule or do whatever we need to do in order to make sure that her team isn't overburdened with multiple volumes coming in at the same time, and and what have you. So we plan on being agile and nimble during the process in order to make adjustments as issues come up.
Thank you.
And so it's clear we are in constant communication throughout the entirety of the year because replacement volumes start to begin November through March. And then March begins the codification after all the new laws have come in.
Okay,
And I'm usually in contact with them every week about something. So if there's an issue, it's going to be communicated quickly if I notice it, yes.
all right.
Thank you.
So Brian, from the standpoint of the source of the problem, you feel confident that you folks have identified the source, and whether it be losing employees or the training issue or whatever, you feel confident that you have identified that and you have already addressed those issues. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jamie, you're feeling more comfortable with where the process is at this point?
I'm feeling positive, more positively now, especially after what we went through the last 4 days and we went through those line items. I'm feeling positive about what'll happen, but just have to see.
Yeah, okay. Well, Brian, please stay on top of that, because that's the type of thing that we obviously don't want to be addressing again next year when we have this meeting.
Absolutely. We cherish our partnership with Tennessee, and we want to be good partners, and it's been great working with Jamie. We want to continue that. So we'll do what we need to do.
All right, any other questions for either Jamie or Brian on this one? Okay, I don't think there's a need for an action item on that, so unless anyone has something else to add, we'll move on to the next item. Okay, the next item is any new business. Do we have any new business to discuss? All right, seeing none, then the last item on the agenda is to set the date for next year's meeting. We historically have tried to schedule this annual meeting on the second Tuesday of November. That would be Tuesday, November the 10th of 2026. Is that a problem for anyone, or is that date workable? Any
That
objections to
works for me.
that?
No objection.
All right, without objection, then we will set the next meeting for November the 10th of next year to have that. Is there anything further for the commission to discuss? All right, seeing none, without objection, we will stand adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stream is off.